In May of 2025, a TikTok user named Thunderheck uploaded multiple videos to TikTok of a disturbing website he found on the dark web. The website in question is called The Shoeman, Keeper of Souls. If the title isn't creepy enough, the website itself seems to be a shoe distributor of some sort, but every pair of shoes has a name, age, shoe size, and is either extremely dirty and worn out or has suspicious red stains that look similar to blood.
Alright, this right here is a shoe marketplace on the dark web, but something's off about it. The site is called The Shoeman, and it has like a bunch of shoes for sale, but every shoe has a name and an age, and the prices are actually, that one's kind of normal. The prices are really weird. Like this was $160 for some muddy flip-flops, or $170 for a pair of shoes with the toe ripped off, $189 for one boot. This one right here has just got a pencil in them. I don't know, I just feel like something weird is going on, so I am gonna try to order some. I gotta figure out which ones I want, but stay tuned.
As many of you know, the dark web is home to some of the most depraved content that can't be found on the surface web, such as Google, Safari, or Bing. Instead, most websites on the dark web can only be accessed using a .onion domain in order to keep the user's personal information secure, as there are many hackers that frequent these corners. As mentioned before, the dark web is home to the darkest content in existence, so it's no surprise that a website selling shoes could be linked to victims of murder that have gone unsolved, or could some of these shoes belong to killers who are trying to get rid of some evidence?
Alright, it's about time. What's up guys, today we're buying shoes on the dark web. I found this site called The Shoeman recently, and they have a bunch of shoes for sale. Some of them are kind of shady. It just so happens that the one pair that fits me has the most aura. People on Twitter were talking about luminol, so I will try to test this to see what it is. But without further ado, let's order these. Also, yeah, the likelihood that I don't get my product or my payment just gets taken is very, very high, as it always is on the dark web. Again, I do not know why the shoes have an age on them as well, but maybe we'll find out. Hit checkout. I've never had a site on the dark web ask for my name or birthday, but also I have no idea why it has a rental length, but that's very weird as well. I guess I'm going with 1 year rental length. Very strange. Maybe I'll learn more about that later. I gotta copy this address, paste that in. It's bizarre. I'm actually making a little bit of money here because of the conversion rate. I gotta wait for this to go through. And there we go. Submit. Okay. Transaction received. We will email you your tracking. Okay, that's always a good sign though, because the listing for the product I got is gone, which hopefully means that I do actually get sent something. I guess we'll find out.
TikTok user Thunder_Heck, whose real name is Shiloh Hill, ordered a pair of cowboy boots from someone named Waylon, 29 years old and a size 13. At first glance, these boots look extremely creepy and worn out, but the suspicious red stains are what has the internet asking many questions. When the boots arrived, they also came with a VHS tape that may or may not add some context as to who the boots belong to. Shiloh decided to test the red stains using black light, luminol, and hydrogen peroxide. According to Shiloh, when he swabbed the red stains using the hydrogen peroxide, it seemed to have a reaction which could indicate the possibility of blood. However, there are also other factors that could make this a false reaction. Considering he swabbed the bottom part of the shoe which has been tainted more, there is a high chance of contamination, creating a false reaction. In order to get a better and more accurate idea of what the red stains are, luminol and black light is the most effective way to test the boots.
Alright, what's up guys? So here's where we're at currently with the boots. I just got the black light in the mail. For the black light to work, we need something called luminol, and Amazon says it should be here in a couple hours. I think I'm gonna be at work by the time it gets here, but I'll show you what I learned last night. Last night I ordered some hydrogen peroxide, And when I dab some on the clean parts of the sole, nothing really happens. But when I dab it on the more suspicious parts, it does foam up. So, according to ChatGPT, there are a lot of false positives that will also cause foaming with hydrogen peroxide. So I'm waiting on the luminol to try to figure out what this is. In regards to the tape, I am gonna get a VHS player. But yeah, so until that stuff comes, we just know they're dirty boots.
Luminol is a chemical compound used by forensic scientists to detect the presence of blood, even if it's been cleaned or isn't visible to the naked eye. It reacts with blood through a process called chemiluminescence, which means it produces light as a result of a chemical reaction. As shown in the video, these boots are indeed covered in blood, but the question remains, why did these shoes end up on a website on the dark web in the first place? There is a theory that I believe could explain the origin of these shoes. Could this be a case of sex trafficking on the dark web? There are multiple cases of sex traffickers who use clothing from their victims in a way to advertise them and keep the identity of the victim hidden. Unfortunately, this kind of thing is normal on the dark web due to its anonymity and encrypted communication. The name and age listed on these shoes is a common practice among sex traffickers when they are selling their victims. In 2021, international law enforcement announced the takedown of Boys Town, a dark web child abuse platform with hundreds of thousands of registered users. The site featured forums and chat services where users could communicate and share illegal images and videos, primarily of young children and toddlers. While primarily focused on child sexual abuse material, such platforms are inherently linked to the sexual exploitation and trafficking of children, as the material originates from real victims. The takedown involved international cooperation and led to multiple arrests. As for the VHS tape that was delivered to Shiloh Hill with the boots, it's not exactly known why it was delivered in the first place, mainly due to its lack of relatability to the boots. Shiloh Hill posted an hour-long screen recording of the VHS tape on his YouTube channel. I will leave a link to the video in the comments.